What's up, guys? Chris from One More Cast. So I'm actually out here again. It's the next day, Sunday. Back out at 19th Street. This is where I plan on fishing from the tournament. There was a couple people here this morning, not as many as yesterday, but a couple guys were launching whenever I got here. But it's 6:40. This morning when I woke up and I first got in the truck, it was 73 degrees. It's now 82 degrees. It is very windy. It's gonna be more windy today than it was yesterday. So I'm gonna get out there before the wind starts to pick up too much. I hit about the same spots I hit yesterday. I actually ran into a subscriber yesterday at the kayak launch when I was pulling up. Had a nice conversation with the gentleman, and I mean, he pretty much told me he watched my stuff, and I really appreciate that. I mean, I really am just doing this stuff for fun, really. I enjoy fishing and I enjoy teaching people how to fish. So it was actually really cool that I came back up to the kayak launch, went to go get my truck, and you know, someone's like, "Hey, are you Chris? I watch your stuff all the time," and that just felt really good, honestly. So I'd like to thank him for, you know, saying hi to me and, you know, letting me know that he watched my stuff. It's one thing to see your subscribers build on YouTube, but it's another to actually run into people that actually watch your content. So that was really great. But got the kayak ready. Sun's gonna be coming up soon. Like I said, the temperature yesterday I think was like 80s when I got out here. When I first woke up. Today it was in the 70s, so it was a little bit cooler. But I'm gonna get out there, see if I can get any top water bite first thing this morning. I got a really nice trout yesterday. Hopefully I can get some more nice trout today, and hopefully I can find some redfish. So I know they're gonna be out there. They gotta be out there somewhere, so I'm just gonna try hard to look for them. I'll see you guys soon. All right, guys, so I'm taking off the top water a little bit earlier than I wanted to, kind of like yesterday. Yesterday I took it off early because the wind picked up. I don't know if you can hear it, but I mean, it's really windy, so the water's really choppy right now. So before I started using the Moonwalker, I used to throw the mirror lure top waters, the top dog, top pup, and the sheep pup. Well, my two favorite ones to throw were the sheep pup and the top pup. Well, the top pup was the reason I threw 3 different ones wasn't because of the color or anything like that. It was because each one had a different frequency. And one thing I'm realizing with this Moonwalker is it is not good in windy, choppy conditions at all. I mean, if I throw it and it's calm, you know, there can be a little bit of a chop. It works great. It works amazing. I love it. But so far I've learned, since I didn't throw it last year during the fall, and during the fall is when we start getting all these really heavy winds over here. So the reason I loved having the sheep pup was because during fall I only threw the sheep pup because it'd be so choppy. It had a higher frequency that when it was walking across the water, it was a lot easier to notice. The Moonwalker, it's not getting noticed as much because it's having to work itself through these waves, and it's not putting off enough frequency. So I'm probably, most likely, before I come out again, going to get a sheep pup and a top pup. A top pup, I mean, that one is kind of like, I use that one kind of like with the Moonwalker, you know, low wind conditions, not as choppy. So probably gonna go pick 2 of those up before I come out again and before the tournament, just because if it's windy like this, that the top water is always going to draw really big fish usually. I mean, most of my big fish have been caught on some kind of plug, either a Meridine, which my biggest redfish and my biggest snook have both been caught on a Meridine. Not this color, but they've all been caught on a Meridine, this size, everything. So top water's the same thing. I mean, most of your bigger fish are gonna go after those top waters and try to hit them hard because they're imitating like a mullet on top of the water. But I put this Meridine on. It'll give a little bit of flash. We got real low light conditions right now, so it won't put off too much of flash right now, but this is usually one of my really good go-tos. I mean, it works very well. So I'm gonna go ahead, start throwing this around and get to fishing. So far I haven't had anything. Had a few blow-ups on top water, but nothing really committed to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start fishing. That little guy. Real small snook. That's small. Oh, there he goes. Small guy. First fish so far. So one of the reasons, just wanted to say, one of the reasons I love camping on this island so much is because you're able to wade around the entire island. The only part you really can't get through is on the corner over there. It drops off a little bit, but on a lower tide you can really just, you know, wade around this entire island. And that's one reason I do love camping on this island, because whenever we bring our boat, that helps save gas, that helps save the battery for the trolling motor. I mean, now that I have kayaks, that's not going to matter because there's no fuel, no, you know, batteries, nothing like that. But I mean, one good reason I liked, there's something right there, I loved camping on this island is because we could just walk around this whole island and fish this whole island every day. But I'm gonna got out of my kayak now. I'm gonna go ahead and start wading, walking down this flat. It's really calm over here. I don't know if you can hear how hard it's blowing over there, but there's definitely a lot of life. I'm seeing a lot of boils, I'm seeing a lot of birds, I'm seeing a lot of bait. So hopefully I can get into something on this side of the island. So far it's been a pretty rough morning. Alright, I see a redfish tailing right here in front of me. There's a couple of them. Yep, there's a few redfish. Alright, so here's some redfish right here that's tailing in front of me. Now, the trick to this is going to be to try to get the cast in the wind to where it doesn't scare them off. So that's going to be the hard part right now. The wind's blowing almost directly at me, so it's going to be pretty hard to make that cast. They're right there in front of me. So let's see if I can. One just bumped it. So I'm gonna try to make this cast again. One of them bumped it. Alright, so I haven't seen these redfish tail for a minute. Like I said, I had one bump it. Other than that, that was it. Seen them tail a few times. I made a few casts at them. Didn't really get too many shots at them. But the key thing is I found them. I didn't catch one now, but that's alright. Just gotta figure them out. Most of the time when you find them, they'll be in that area for a while. I mean, they should be, as long as we have these same winds, like coming from the same direction and everything, these redfish should still be in this area next time I come out. It is really windy. I don't know if you can see or not, but right on the end of that island, I mean, there's whitecaps. I mean, big whitecaps. So I was gonna go around that island and then work my way back, but now since it's blowing directly at me, I'm actually gonna walk this back down, and I'm actually gonna check to see where that inlet leads. If that inlet leads out to the canal over there, that's where I'm gonna go to avoid all this wind. If not, then I'm just gonna come right back around here and follow the mangrove edge. I know it's shallow enough to where I can walk most of that and I won't have to paddle it. So I'm gonna fish a little bit on the way back. So it's been a tough bite all morning. Like I said, I landed one snook, hooked a few snook that got off, had that redfish bump bumped my paddle tail. Got another little snook. There he goes. Bunch of little guys over here. Really choppy now. On my way back to the kayak launch. Luckily this wind's coming at my side and not at my front. Yeah, I'm working my way back. I'm trolling a paddle tail, but I honestly don't think I'm gonna get anything. It's just so choppy out right now. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Doing the outro on the truck because there's 3 or 4 people at the kayak launch trying to load up, so I just wanted to load up and kind of get out of the way. Didn't want to hold anyone up, but I didn't do it on the water because it was so windy. I mean, you probably wouldn't have been able to hear me. It was just really windy, so that's why I decided to leave. It's about 10 o'clock now, so I didn't stay out as long as I wanted to, but it was also a lot more windy than I thought it was going to be. It was a tough day out there. I caught a couple snook, landed a couple snook, but you know, I also lost some snook. You know, I seen tailing reds. That's one thing that honestly I'm taking from today is I found some redfish, and as long as most of these conditions stay the same, those redfish should be in that area. One thing I've noticed about this area that I fish is usually when you find the redfish, I mean, they're usually going to hang out there for quite a while. I mean, so they may move a little bit here or there, but I found that the area that they should stay in for the next, at least until we get a really big temperature drop. But if I had shrimp, I'm 95 to 100% sure I would have landed one. I mean, I try not to fish with bait just because I feel it's more rewarding to fish with artificial. Now during the tournament, I'm definitely gonna have some bait with me because it's allowed, so I'm not gonna put a restriction on myself when something's allowed. So I'm gonna definitely try to use only artificial, but I have bait for a backup. If I'm seeing reds and I can't get them to bite, then I'm gonna throw some shrimp at them. But it is more rewarding to me if I was to place in a tournament using only artificial. But I'm happy I found the redfish though. I mean, it was just a really windy, rough day. I actually talked to a few of the people at the kayak launch, and I mean, a lot of them said the same thing. It was a rough day. They only had a few bites here or there. I mean, the one guy that did end up catching some fish, he was using shrimp. But like I said, it was windy. It was hard to stay still. That's why I got out. That's why I love waiting. And that's why I waited a little bit to see if that would help. But other than that, rough day. I did try to put some information in this video, you know, about the top waters and stuff like that. Hopefully you guys can take something from that and use that to your advantage. I'm definitely gonna go get a couple more top waters because if fall's coming, we're gonna start getting these heavy winds. I really want a high frequency top water to throw. So I'm gonna get out of here now. Remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I post a new video or a short. And gonna get out of here. And remember guys, there's always time for one more cast. I'll see you later.